Nigga, way to dish your brother. I don't want to hear it. Who leaves messages anymore? Damn. So anyway, it's just us, guys. Just us and my spectacles. They reading glass. I'm not used to wearing these, but because, like, if you look anywhere else but reading stuff, you feel like you're going to pass out. Things feel swirly. All right, here we go. This is a story about the government cheese. I swear to God, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to run this stuff. I'm going to put it on the other screen. Here we go. Don't pay attention to that. That's they trying to sell you something. Don't listen to them.
$500 in annual value. Now,
I mean, listen to them if it got something to do with affecting the algorithm. Other than that, don't listen to them.
the card that rewards you for it. Introducing the business card that gives back all you put in. The new Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business.
Okay. Man, come on. Boom, 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 boom.
Dairy farmers are struggling with low prices again. Probably won't.
All right, the title of this video coming from the government is, no, it's not coming from the government. It's coming from CNBC. Is how government cheese became welfare for farmers. For the farmers.
Government cheese. You probably won't find it in anyone's fridge today, but you might still catch glimpses of it in pop culture. It made its way into iconic stand-up sets and SNL sketches.
You're gonna end up eating a steady diet of government cheese.
It's become a signifier of urban poverty for artists from New York.
Government cheese was delicious. I don't know if you ever had a chance to indulge. At this point, it would be a delicacy. If somebody got that last block of government cheese, let me know in the chat.
Milk and government cheese.
After that government cheese, we eating steak.
Philadelphia, and Compton.
What else is a thug to do when you eat cheese from the government?
But the epicenter of government cheese actually rested in Kansas City, Missouri.
For real?
The modest city stored $4 billion worth of government cheese in caves and shipped millions.
I want them to bring back government cheese, but only thing with one caveat, because government cheese was delicious. If you never had a government cheese sandwich, you never had a real grilled cheese sandwich. That's the original grilled cheese sandwich. I don't care what nobody say. If it wasn't with that halfway ramp-shaped slice, because it's hard to slice them. That's my thing. That's the one caveat I want. If we going to bring back government cheese, please slice it this time. That's all I'm saying. I know they say beggars can't be choosers, but I'm sure y'all got something industrial or some, I don't know, some dental floss or something to run through them. Just try to slice it for us if you could next time. That's all I'm saying.
Of pounds of it all across the country.
When I was a kid and we used to get it, it would come in these big brick type blocks, and it's like Day-Glo
with aluminum foil and then cardboard. It was a double system. Sometimes aluminum foil, plastic, then cardboard. It depends.
orange. You can't mistake it.
In the mid-'80s, at the height of the government cheese phenomenon, there were roughly 1.2 billion pounds of surplus cheese in the US. That's a lot of cheese.
It is.
But we actually have more today than we did in 1984.
And we didn't know what to do with the cheese back then. Like for instance, like Alfredo. Alfredo wasn't out back then. Not saying you could have Alfredo macaroni and cheese. I mean, with government cheese, but you could have. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't really doing cheese sauces. We was doing baked macaroni and cheese, and some people knew how to make a cream macaroni and cheese. That's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't doing a lot of the more. You know what I mean? Nachos wasn't out yet. They was coming out. They was out if you was in California or something on TV. Most people, no.
But I'm getting ahead of myself. The story of government cheese can be traced back to the same roots
Except for Doritos. That's different.
as food assistance programs like SNAP today, not in humanitarianism, but in agriculture. In the case of government cheese, it all boiled down to milk prices.
People talk about food assistance programs as if they were created to help poor people out. And, yes, that's true, but almost all of the major food assistance programs were ideas that came from agriculture because we had too much of something.
So what happened to government cheese? And
I look good as I don't know what. And, of course, nobody will call the farmers welfare queens. I'm just saying. That's just,
could it make a comeback? To understand how we got to the point where Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg are talking about it,
Where do you buy government cheese?
You don't buy it.
You have to be on.
You got to be on their special mailing list.
You gotta go to your grandfather's house. It's at the bottom of the you know where you're supposed to keep fresh vegetables? It's down there. That's where it's at. And there's cans of pork in the closet. This is all white, say pork. You can see an outline of a pig and all four of his legs.
Let's go back to the very start of American cheese in the 1850s.
Wow.
In 1851, Jesse Williams opened the first American cheese factory in Rome, New York. In 1903, James L. Kraft moved from Canada to the U.S.
That's the original Kraft, man. That's Kraft himself. Okay. Do Robert Kraft come from him? Probably. That's probably Robert Kraft, great-great-grandfather or something.
And began selling cheese out of a wagon in Chicago. A few years later, he formed Kraft & Brothers, and in 1916, he filed his first patent for the process to create what we now know as American cheese.
I have discovered that cheese of the cheddar genus may be...
He probably really had a slave make it. Nah. All right, maybe that's not funny to y'all, but there's always like some other story. It's another story behind Mr. Kraft. It was somebody else in the back. It was a black man tinkering in the back.
Prevented from disintegrating under the action of heat.
And that cheese used up a lot of milk. Cue the dairy farmers.
Rural America represented over half of the population.
Right, at one time.
And farmers represented over half of rural America. So there was a real sense that if you were helping out farmers, you were helping out just a whole lot of citizens.
The heartland.
The Great Depression rocked the milk market, and the government stepped in to help control prices.
Why are you pouring out that milk? Was that a protest or something? Did it go bad? What happened?
The USDA used a pricing index called the parity price formula. Basically, if the price of milk dipped below what it cost to produce it, the government would help cover the difference. And that provided farmers with a peace of mind that their business wouldn't tank because of something like an economic depression or a war. In 1949, Congress passed the Agricultural Act, establishing a formal price support system for farmers. And it's not just for cheese. The government tries to keep a stable supply of agricultural commodities, like wheat, corn, and dairy. One way to do that is by buying up extra product.
That Depression-era logic really just kind of continued up until about the 1980s. There was always some event that occurred that made you glad you had this program in place.
By the end of the 70s, milk prices were all out of whack. In 1977, President Carter's administration enacted a new subsidy that injected $2 billion into the dairy market over the next 4 years. Suddenly, it was very profitable to produce milk. So, farmers produced a lot of it. So much milk.
Taking advantage of the subsidization. Okay.
There was nowhere to store it all before it spoiled. It was turned into butter, powdered milk, and cheese. And the government bought it up.
Oh, yeah, the government will give you powdered milk, too. You can get that. I don't know how they powdered it down, but they did it.
Tons of it, literally. The government had so much excess dairy, they didn't know what to do with it.
A lot of times when people talked about this, they talked about the government buying dairy products as if some guy was going down to the local Kroger's and picking up a cart full. But in fact, what they did is they simply put out an announcement. We will buy these products at these prices. Anybody interested, let us know.
In the mid-70s, early 80s, they had so much product, what they're going to do with it. So non-fat dry milk, they would go on the international market, donation to underdeveloped countries as a food for peace program.
In December 1981, President Reagan, who earlier that year had pledged to scale back the food stamp program, caved and said the U.S. would distribute 30 million pounds of extra cheese to those in need.
With non-fat,
it's not a bad deal. He's like, look, I'm not going to give y'all no extra food stamps, but I do got some cheese for you. If you just hold on, we got some delicious cheese, some of the best cheese you've ever had. Should have gave out prunes with it too, but you know.
Dry milk, you can send that overseas, and there's almost an unlimited potential to feed hungry people if you open it up to the world. Cheese has almost no feasible option to go overseas, and so you had to do it domestically.
Cheese is typically stored in bulk in 45-pound boxes or 500-pound barrels.
Why not? Do people not like cheese overseas? Or a lot of people are lactose intolerant and can't tolerate cheese at all, but I don't know. Cheese has to age, doesn't it? I don't know. I don't see the problem sending cheese overseas. I don't know. Let me know.
But giving out whiskey barrel-sized cheese just isn't practical. So manufacturers started processing it in smaller portions. And from the warehouses of Kansas City and other stockpiles across the country, boxes upon boxes of processed cheese were packaged up into 5-pound blocks, shipped across America, and government cheese was born. By 1984, the U.S. was storing roughly 5 pounds of cheese for every American.
It got to the point where
so everybody had 5 pounds of cheese you could rely on, you could depend on, no matter what.
agencies would be going to like senior citizen centers with baskets of 2-pound loaves of processed cheese and just handing them out.
The temporary emergency food assistance program sent the cheese to food pantries, school lunch programs, and other organizations that could distribute the bricks of yellowy orange dairy
Bring back that cheese, baby.
substance.
It has a distinctive taste, which people have described as like kind of a cheddar cheese whiz type of thing.
Can they do that with bologna too? You know what I'm saying?
And it seems like people either loved it or hated it. You know, there is no middle ground.
Something that started out with economic intentions had social and political consequences.
It was a staple of your childhood, so there is a nostalgia about that, similar to how a lot of people would feel about, you know, breakfast cereal or peanut butter and jelly. But
they had cans of that too.
At the same time, it's yet another aspect of life as a poor person that you had no control over. So you got it whether you wanted it or not, and you had no choice if you liked it or not.
This block of surplus dairy product became a neatly packaged symbol of economic status sitting in refrigerators across America. By the 90s, it wasn't profitable for dairy farmers to pump out so much milk, and government cheese essentially disappeared. You might still catch a reference to it on menus like Wahlburgers, but today's American cheese probably isn't coming from Uncle Sam.
All right, I don't care where it comes from. If y'all want to see the rest of this video, check it out on CNBC. It's called How Government Cheese Became Welfare for Farmers. All right, here we go. Back to our standard programs. All right, Jussie Smollet supposedly been lying about lying. He lied once, he lied twice. He's always going to lie to you. Why am I surprised about this? I'm not actually. I'm just checking out the video and seeing what's the newest and the latest in the culture, so to speak. Anyway, the title of this video coming from Jussie Smollet. No, it does not come from Jussie himself. Remember he had that little documentary in his own words, like Mr. Smollet in his own words. The title of this video coming from Poetic Flacco is Jussie Smollet is back with more lies.
Jussie Smollet is back, and bro hasn't learned his lesson at all.
Oh, man.
This interview with Cam Newton is one of the nastiest things I've watched all year, and Cam Newton should be embarrassed with himself for how he handled this interview.
Cam Newton would bring Jussie Smollett on his show. Put on a shirt, Jussie. What the hell is going on?
It's been almost 7 years now since Jussie Smollett faked a hate crime so he could soft launch his social justice advocate career.
This nigga got dry finger waves.
And in his words, be the gay Tupac.
And above all, I fought the fuck back.
What'd he say? I ain't him. First of all, something gay. I don't know what he said. All right, I'm forgetting I'm live. I'm trying to take it easy because I be wild. If y'all saw the uncut versions of half the stuff I be saying in here. Anyway, let's go.
Justice advocate career. And in his words, be the gay Tupac.
And above all, I fought the fuck back.
Oh, he said he fought the F back, like no matter what, because he stood up against the hey you, the two advocates that call him, hey you nigga. All right, I can't even say it. Oh man, 10 push-up rule in effect for me. That's what we doing here per curse. I'm not gonna curse though. I swear to God.
I'm the gay Tupac.
Jussie Smollett, like many others, have a sickness. It's called the attention bug. They thrive, they seek out, they have a yearning for attention.
These days, they say Tupac the gay Tupac. I'm not saying that. Allegedly, everybody got
And no matter
they don't need you, Jussie, is my point.
how much attention they get is never enough. Jussie Smollett was a thriving movie star. He was having a thriving acting career, but that was not enough. He wanted more. He wanted to be seen as an advocate. He wanted to be seen as somebody important enough to where the infrastructure and the matrix wanted to take him out.
He wanted he wanted to be a social justice warrior, a martyr. That's why he left that that's why he left the noose on. Nobody in the history of lynching ever escaped the lynching but left the noose on.
Right? He was a voice for black people so powerful that racist white folks wanted him gone. But the thing with Jussie is, like most narcissists, they think they're smarter than what they really are. And he put together a plan that he thought was ironclad, that was going to take place where cameras are, while he's on the phone with one of his homies who could also be his alibi.
Everyone's gearing up for the holidays.
But, like this entire thing had holes in it from the very beginning. And ultimately, the police discovered that this hate crime that took place was actually staged by Jussie.
Actor Jussie Smollett is now in custody in Chicago. He is facing a felony charge for allegedly filing a false police report claiming that 2 men attacked him in a hate crime last month.
We learned this just moments ago. Police sources tell CNN that Smollett paid the 2 men to orchestrate the attack. Chicago's police chief will brief.
Does he not know any white people that would have been down to do that for him? Why would he get the 2 black brothers? That's what had me confused. All the white people, you couldn't find 2 liberals to, let's set this up. Like, come on, man.
Orders later this morning, ahead of Smollett's first appearance in court this afternoon. Our Ryan Young is live in Chicago with all the breaking details. Ryan, now in custody.
Coles, I don't know what.
Yeah, John, such a strange story. The last time we joined you at the 5 o'clock hour, who knew that this was going on? In fact, he turned himself in. I'm told from sources that he will have to talk to detectives first before being brought to this courthouse. What a strange ending to this entire story. Jussie Smollett going from an alleged victim to a suspect in a possible felony, with Chicago police saying that the Empire actor filed a false police report when he claimed these 2 men attacked him last month while hurling racist and homophobic.
They was black. They was wearing black. They like shadows. They like the Grim Reaper twice.
Slurs.
I don't have any doubt in my mind that that's them. Never did.
Authorities say the brothers testified before a grand jury on Wednesday for 2.5 hours.
And he put them in the woods, in the jungle or something. Who decided that picture? He put him in the jungle.
Never did.
Authorities say the brothers testified before a grand jury on Wednesday for 2.5 hours. Their lawyers telling reporters that the men were paid by Smollett to carry out
the one over here looked confused.
The attack.
There was a point where this story needed to be told, and they manned up and they said, you know what, we're going to correct this.
He was ultimately found guilty of paying one of his gay lovers and his gay lover's brother a hefty fee for them to attack him in the middle of Chicago in like negative 10-degree weather where there's cameras, and
with thick African accents.
Put a noose around his neck.
Maga nigga. Hey you. Maga. Make America great again.
So it would appear that
wide eyes. Shout out to the MAGA Congo.
Racist white people did this, and it was a hate crime, okay? Now, Jussie Smollett's conviction was eventually overturned. The original conviction wasn't overturned because Jussie Smollett was somehow innocent. It was overturned because when he was initially arrested, it was, I think, somebody else that was in charge of the state attorney's office. And they essentially agreed to like drop the charges if he will forfeit his $10,000 bond and do community service. And I think Jussie Smollett was supposed to like take care of like whatever resources the police used in their investigation.
So they was going to just make it all go away. Like, look, Jussie, you know and I know that this didn't happen. Let's just, you apologize, you do a little community service, and we let it go. And Jussie decided to go full Malcolm X on your MFing. See, I didn't cuss, y'all.
Right, because for the most part, the police were mad at him because they used up a lot of resources to find who did this, only to find out that he faked this. So he agreed, and they dropped the original charges. And then somebody else took office, and they filed, I think, like, bro, I remember, like, the first charges that were announced on Jussie Smollett, it was something crazy like 45. Like, yo, the new person wasn't playing with this boy. Like, he wanted to spank him. So they charged him with a lot of things. right? Like, those things obviously got consolidated at some point, and he was found guilty. While the Supreme Court is ruling, like, hold on. If you already strike the deal with the first person in charge at the state attorney's office, then it's unconstitutional for y'all to come and recharge him after the first charges were dropped.
Right.
Not happening, okay? And the court's decision was based on procedural and constitutional grounds, not on a question of Smollett's guilt or innocence. But y'all understand, bro, when you give a liar an out, they're going to run with it and they're going to take it. This is all the out that Jussie Smollett needed. He know he strike that deal with the state attorney's office. He know why it was overturned. But now Jussie Smollett is doing a tour telling people the conviction was overturned because he was not guilty.
Yeah, he's just lying. Just regular lying. It's over. People do it every day. And if you say it enough and enough time pass, people will believe him. But who cares about him anymore anyway? Who's asking him these questions is what I'm saying for him to lie to y'all.
I'll watch this interview with Jussie Smollett and Cam Newton. Yo, Cam Newton.
Oh, yeah, Cam Newton. I forgot. Jesus Christ.
Is talking to this guy as if he's an actual victim. Like, Cam Newton is asking him.
He would.
Is it hard to be a gay man in America? Do you feel like you was treated unfairly because you're a gay man? Bro, nobody care about this man's sexual identity, bro. We care because this man set real black victims back like 1,000 years, bro.
If you live in a Maryland zip code.
But that's because everybody wants to be a victim now.
And have zero
Everybody's
DUIs in the last 5 years.
They want their chance to feel hurt and feel victimized. They hold their chests and all that. You know what I mean? Like, nobody was even bothering him. You in Hollywood, where you winning. In Hollywood, the opposite is true. I don't care what they say. When they're like, oh, you don't have as many opportunities in Hollywood. Yes, you do. I can't think of nothing I've watched in the last few years that don't have some role of mismatched parts. Let's say it like that. Once again, I'm trying to work on my language. But yeah, I can't see. So you in that game already. Nobody's bothering you. It's the middle of the winter in Chicago and you just feel like you need to be persecuted. Why wouldn't this type of person lie? Come on, man. And Cam get weirder and weirder every day. I don't care what nobody says.
Minimize ourselves, to make us not speak up. You know, and to feel like, oh, well, if you speak up for yourself, if you defend yourself, you're not being humble. Why should I be humble?
Because you lied and try to get people mad. Try to rile up something that's not even happening. You should humbly seek forgiveness.
Speak up for yourself, if you defend yourself, you're not being humble. Why should I be humble? The amount of people that have come to me and said, oh, you need to humble yourself. About what? About what? Or why are you still talking about this? Because y'all still talking about this. Why are you still defending yourself? Because you're still coming at me.
What are you talking about?
What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? This could have been a lot easier had I actually done this. Because
Cam, you gonna let him just lie to you? You gonna just look right at him while he lying like that? You cool with that? You cool being lied to on your show? You setting a bad precedent, Cam. Let people just come on there and tell whatever lies they want. Might as well bring me on. I can lie. What do you need me to say?
The way that it works is you admit it, you do this, you do that, you make a donation, you do that, whatever the fake Hollywood thing is that you do. But I don't know how to do that.
Yes, you do. You literally try to fake your way into some good PR. You are the fakest human being I think I've ever seen on the internet.
Right.
Yo, can you, in your mind right now, think of somebody who you believe is more manipulative and fake than Jussie Smollett? Think about it. I'll wait. You can't. This man is a true form narcissist, bro. I don't think Jussie Smollett, and I'll even go as far as to say, I think he's a sociopath. I don't think this man feels empathy.
What you trying to say? We need to check Jussie shed? With his dry finger waves, we need to check his shed?
I don't think this man has a conscience.
Question everything. Question everything. Question why a police department has an entire PR department. Why would they need that?
Because people be lying, right? That's what. Because people be lying. Well, they be lying too, but because people. That's what the PR department. It's a lying department. You know what I'm saying? Just be called the lying department. Just go to the lying department. Who lies the best? Everybody need a lying department.
Just question things.
You are a living, walking example of why a police force would need a PR department. The literal thing that you and Cam Newton is about to do in this interview is why the police need a PR department. Can you imagine?
But for their own lives too. That's not,
If the Chicago PD did not locate the make-believe white men who put a noose around Jussie Smollett's neck and beat him up because he was a powerful voice for black issues. Can you imagine if the Chicago PD did not find those make-believe white men and they couldn't figure out that Jussie Smollett lied about this and they were just endlessly searching? Bruh, Jussie Smollett would have done a press tour about how Chicago PD don't care about black plights. They don't care about solving crimes against black folks. They don't care about solving hate crime. He would have slandered them folks up and down.
Right.
The bespoke AI Family Hub Plus refrigerator with AI vision inside.
It's the fact that they solved this crime pretty easily and they're able to identify you fake this is the reason why their reputation was at least protected.
Because when I see this situation, and I haven't really delved into the actual situation yet, but it's like,
who sells Cam's hats? I know it's probably like that hat's probably very expensive, but I feel like I can make that. I just want to know who is in charge of selling Cam's hats. I could definitely. That hat might be worth thousands of dollars. There's no way I can't make that hat with $17, $18. Probably a nicer one, a more sturdy one. Who makes them hats? Let me know, somebody.
Let's call a spade a spade. Double minority, you got a lot of things going against you.
This narrative that Jussie Smollett was locked up and arrested because he was black and homosexual is insane. Black folks was calling for Jussie Smollett to be arrested because black folks could read through this story from the very beginning.
Because he's trying to start something. We don't need nothing to start it up. You don't got to start enough. Enough regular stuff happened for you to got to run around trying to start something just because he want to get George Floyd. Why didn't he do that? Why didn't he go punch the police in the face, see if you get choked out? You want? I'm just saying, if you want to get, you could. It's a way you could have did this. You could have been a martyr in some way. You should have went to a protest, wilded out, got done dirty. You know what I mean? Got stomped out right quick. And then you could have came out all lumped up like, oh, they did to me. And at least, some ignorant people would follow behind you and be like, oh, yeah, why did they do that to Jussie? And then y'all be calling me something else because I'm like, Jussie shouldn't have hit the police in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? There's a way to do this.
Jussie Smollett will claim that black people only began not believing him after he did an interview and the interview was edited to make it look like he was fake crying. No, buddy. Bro, I'm here to tell you, like, that whatever you're saying is completely off base from reality. I was in them black barbershops. I was in my black family group chat when this story first got released that two white men attacked you and beat you in the middle of a Chicago snowstorm in negative 20-degree weather because you were a powerful voice for black issues. I was in them group chat, and we ain't believe you from the very
right. I know Flacco was about to flip it because nobody believed that. Everybody was like, "That's weird." And that's weird as I don't know what. In Chicago, he should have went somewhere, rural or southern or something, way out in Chicago, with cameras everywhere and black people everywhere. Some redneck. No shots at anyone, but these are his accusations. Some redneck damn people in a truck jump off the back of a truck with a noose and a rope.
Oh man, we support you.
Where was they gonna hang him? And ain't even barely no trees in Chicago. He'll hang off the subway in the middle of the night with all his fellow niggas walking by. What are you talking about? This is insane.
Are you all right? Those stereotypical, energies that people may give off, the interview comes out. And now the same people are now looking at you through a different lens or through a different assumption.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's exactly what it was. Yeah. So anything you say, and then also, again, it goes back to what you said at the top of the interview, where it's like it all depends on the edit. I've never seen something where, because I've done so many interviews in my life, but none of them have been like really emotional interviews because they didn't have to be.
For sure.
For sure.
What does emotion have to do with this?
And so sitting there and doing that interview and then looking back, and I'm like, so that doesn't look honest though, because they cut out the breath of air. You know what I mean? Like they cut out that. So it's like, they're not showing.
It doesn't look honest because two big African motherfuckers, oh, y'all 10 push-ups, showed up and said they did it and then did a press tour about doing it. And they got them on tape doing it. 10 push-ups.
Tracking the actual line of emotions.
What led
You know what I mean? Like,
Cam, you should be disgusted with yourself, bruh. Like, I expect this level of delusion from Jussie Smollett, this level of being a sociopath, bruh. But I didn't expect this from you, Cam. Like, you even tolerate this. You think, right, that people turn on Jussie Smollett because an interview, I guess, edited a breath of air. So apparently, according to him, right, because they were, so how the news interviews are edited, like, they're talking to you and then they transition to something else, right? So
who cares? That's not why we didn't believe you. The story sounds phony from the jump.
So, like, y'all are talking, and then they transition to, like, a narration of what happened, and then they jump back to the story. So, according to Jussie Smollett, so he's talking, they narrate away, then they narrate back to him crying. He's saying, that breath of air, meaning they didn't show the...
Damn it. Damn you, Smurfs. Smurfs, damn don't count as cussing. Smurfs do, actually, if you're a Smurf.
No, bro, no, fam. Fam. We ain't believe you the minute you showed up on TV with a noose around your neck,
right,
in your crib. And your excuse was, I didn't take the noose that the white racists put on my neck for an hour because I didn't want to contaminate the evidence. Oh.
For an hour. Shit rubbing up against him. Damn, 10 push-ups. It's rubbing his neck all raw. You ever felt the rope? Like rope? It was regular rope. But then somebody like him, he might got some special rope. Who knows what? Oh my God. All right, I'm going to give y'all 10 and I'm going to shut up. I swear to God. You're like, Mark, shut up. Okay.
There's not a black person alive. There's not a black person you know.
Hell no.
Who would get attacked in the middle of a snowstorm, -degree weather, by two white men. They put a noose around their neck. And then that black person leaves the noose on after the attack is over and goes home and waits for the police at the crib for an hour.
Just to feel it.
With the noose still around his neck, and then say, I didn't take this noose off because I wanted it to remain intact. Cut it out, man.
So he can remember how I felt.
We're not trying to hear that nonsense, bro, at all. But, I don't even understand how Jussie could even,
nigga, don't call me back now. See, y'all, my brother, I'm live. Now, nigga, don't call me back now. You embarrassed me. I tried to call you live on there. He's like, welcome to Absolute Damn Skin, man. We were in the Poconos or some bullshit. I just did 10 push-ups. I'm tired. Where you at? What, here? Oh, you mean, okay. You coming through later? All right, I'm live now. So we probably, anyway, I'll holler at you, nigga. All right, peace. All right, here we go. No more cussing. Back to Flacco.
Like, how do you even try to talk your way out of this, bro? Fam. The two people who attacked you is caught on camera, bro. Them walking away is caught on. The two people who attacked you were your two homies. So what's the story here? You didn't know they were going to attack you? You confused two 6'3" Nigerian men with two MAGA supporters? Like, huh? Like, cut it out, bro. You ain't make no mistake, bro. You knew exactly who those Nigerians were. They were not white men, as you say. And you paid them.
The $1 million
and you paid them. Let's not just slip past that.
$1 question that anybody would want to ask. Are you still sticking with the story?
There is no story. Are they still sticking with the story? I've stuck with the truth.
Mm-hmm.
He hit you with the neck roll. I stuck with the truth. There is no story.
Are you still sticking with the story?
There is no story. Are they still sticking with the story? I've stuck with the truth.
Mm-hmm.
The entire time. Now, there have been things that, with me telling the truth, that people will, because it's like, I remember it being where they were like, oh, he did a hoax. And I was like, I did not.
Mm.
And then they're like, well, he was buying cocaine. And I was like, my bad. You know what I mean? Like, that was true. That was true. Or they're like, oh, he did it. No, I did not.
The reason why it's also so hard for him to come clean is because he's such a narcissist that the fact that people are laughing at how obvious, at how stupid.
He can't take that L. He can't accept it. I'm wrong in all ways. I'm captured. You got me. I haven't outsmarted anyone and I look stupid.
At how poorly planned and executed this particular fake hate crime was, that hurts his ego.
Right.
Because, again, people like him think they're smarter than everybody else. They think they're the best actors in the world. They think they're just better than everybody else. So the fact that the world is laughing at this elementary amateur hour staged crime.
You got to say that. You got to be like, yeah, I suck. And not like you, forget it.
Hey, do you want to get a coffee before work?
I would love to, but I can't.
Are you more in a matcha mood?
Well, so I'm
He feels embarrassed by that. And that's one of the main reasons why he won't just come out and admit that, man, I faked it, bruh. Because even during this interview with Cam Newton, he said something that really stood out to me. He said, bro, I'm an actor, director, producer. If I would have done that, it would have been flawless. Oh, that's what it's about. Okay, yeah. You're embarrassed that whatever you try to put into motion was amateur and it was laughed at by everybody.
Set up some bull, and I was really a dumb to do some shit like that. I'm a director, I'm an actor, I'm a writer, I'm a creator. It would have been flawless. It would have been fierce. It would.
If I would have planned my own semi-abduction, it would have been better than that. Yeah, that's an insane statement. He's a crazy man. It's a lot of crazy people walking around. It's always a moment. You ever just hang out with somebody or whatever and they say something and you be like, oh. You just look at everything else they ever said different from now on. Oh, okay. You one of them. Yeah. Bigfoot, huh? For real? It's chill. No biggie. You just understand. So, yeah, that was a wild one.
Would have been wonderful. It would not have been no bullshit. Like whatever dumbass did it.
Like what you did. Like what happened. It wouldn't be like what happened. Is what you're saying?
I'm a writer. I'm a creator. It would have been flawless. It would have been fierce. It would have been wonderful. It would not have been no bullshit. Like whatever dumbass did it. Period. Now, whoever really did it, congratulations to them because they actually got away with it. You know what I mean? But at the same time,
right. So in that vein, if that was true, what you're saying, that there really are some, MAGA people out there running away that got away with this terrific crime, then one would imagine that it was fierce and all those things that he said, right? I mean, they did a good job and reverse twist. That seemed like a lot of energy to go through to capture you and call you the N-word a couple times and the F-word a bunch of times.
do not come at me like I'm some complete idiot. I'm a very intelligent man. You know what I mean? Humble, all of those things. But come on. I'm
humble and you know what I'm saying? Like all the time. I'm like so humble. You never seen this kind of humility.
Intelligent man. I stand in who I am. I've gone out there and I've told who I am when I did not have to. I did not have to. I've been very honest about my life and about who I am from the.
Nobody cares who you are. That's the thing. That's my only beef with a lot of people that are like advocates for their sexuality. Like, okay, I think we're past that point in history where what you do in your bedroom is a big deal. You know what I'm saying? I think most people get it. Okay. Some people are queer and they're here. There's no problem with that. That's fine. But to you need to announce it and all that. If it's not to somebody you're trying to get it in with, who cares? I'm not saying hide it, but you don't deserve a medal for I stood in my truth and all. That ain't hard to do these days. You kidding me?
Very beginning of my career when I didn't have to do that, because there's a lot of people that don't. They don't have to do that. So it just doesn't run with the history of me. It doesn't run with who I've ever been.
So now he's saying, well, somebody did stage it, but I was not the one who staged it. The person who staged it and sent people to attack me, well, they got away with it.
Right.
Yo, this is just...
I don't know. Right. Let me, before Flacco wrap it up, I'm going to wrap it up. Let me know what you think. Is this dude completely out of his mind and just so happen to be famous? Because you could be famous and crazy at the same time. It's happened tons and tons and tons of times in the past. Next story. Mike check. I think I'm gonna skip on the Kevin Hart Diary of a CEO. I do want to see it, but I want to pick out some good points because I haven't seen it at all. I haven't previewed it in any way, and it's really long. And I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check it out later. But what else we got? Yeah, I want to get through the some of the stuff that actually happened and people are talking about. Like, for instance, so there was this Max B song not too long ago, well, quite some time ago, where he was talking about Jim Jones, his fiance, baby mama lady, Chrissy with the mole, nice looking lady. Supposedly Max B said that she touched on him somewhere in Miami. I can't quote the exact lyric, but anyway, he's now apologizing for that because somebody, I think some DJ dropped it when he was, on stage or around him or whatever, and there was a little bit of controversy as if Max B was using this as an opportunity to take shots at Jim Jones, because he's been pretty quiet on the subject, and so is Jim, but everybody around them has been talking. Anyway, the title of this video comes from Urban Politicians TV, Big Ant, UCPT. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times. Had to come tap in. That's how you sound. Had to come tap in. Anyway, shout out to Big Ant. The title of this video is Max B responds to dissing Jim Jones' fiance.
Biggie. What's up, beloved?
What's up, beloved?
What's going on, man? Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. I'm just trying to get situated. How the brother, man?
What's going on, Max? We don't need this.
Nah, I ain't, look, that ain't me. Listen, that wasn't me. When we went up in there, when I went in the club, bro, I had 2 whole other records that wasn't even in that chapter when I was on with that regime. The nigga Flex said he don't got no records. He only got Penn and Teller.
Oh, Flex did it.
I said, all right, we only was doing like one, maybe 2 songs.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Then the 2 hooks of Penn and Teller, and then play the Grand Crew joint. So now I'm just saying what's up. Embracing the nigga, I'm like, I ain't know what was going on. I ain't even know the words to the shit. I was just improvising because I was performing for my craft. They paid to see the Dawn, and I was giving them a show. It's the equivalent of this. You got 2 wrestlers and some shit wrong in the ring? Do this, and the cameras is rolling. Do they stop or do they keep wrestling? You gotta. So that's all that was.
Nah, though, Max, that one.
Yeah, so apparently the lyrics was in the song and he just did them anyway. I mean, the song is on. He rolling. He remembered that part.
I'm saying I'm not the DJ. I'm not trying to diss, bro. And I'm gonna just keep a spade to spade. If I want to diss a nigga, I go in there and do something crispy. I'm not gonna spit that old. I ain't even know the words to that old. My shit, I can go in the stew right now. Any 100 of them, I got access to, and lay some shit down for any nigga on the planet. But that ain't where I'm at.
So that was flex. That was flex.
Listen, that was all flex.
Alright.
Don't shoot the mother messenger, cause I don't play the record. Show me he only had one record. Play Pin the Tail, and then when I'm on the stage in my zone, performing for my crowd, what I got paid to do, plays the Grand Coup freestyle.
That's nasty. That's nasty. But I just want you to. I'm glad that you can let the world know this. And I just want to say this because I was trying to find Black, because all the blame was going on Black. Like, yo, Black, how you let that go on? Like, how you even do sound check let that go? But we know it's flex. But listen, we happy you home, Max. Yo, listen, Harlem love you. Harlem love Jim. Harlem love Cam, Mace, Harlem World. Everybody.
I love niggas too. You heard?
Pause.
We don't need that, man. Yo, listen, we know everything that happened. That's 18 years ago. Y'all niggas was kids. We need y'all together, bro. If y'all can't, you know what I mean, put that difference to the side, but at least just keep it peaceful.
Let me tell you something. We all family, man. We all got wives.
Airwick Essential Mist Diffusers, perfectly portable, quick change fragrances make any space fragrant and inviting.
In case of a flat tire on a busy day, in case of a dead battery on a lively morning, in case...
It was a different time. I'm not out here disrespecting nobody, lady. It was a different time. If somebody felt offended from the Blast Night performance, to anybody who I've offended, my bad, I apologize. Sincerely apologize from the bottom of my heart. But it wasn't.
That's what's up. Big. It takes a big man.
This for nobody. I was just improvising.
Pause.
Just to keep y'all up to speed. All right. You already know the internet been crazy since I've been out trying to make some. And what it ain't is. So that's just the enemy trying to tap in to the 5D cosmic layer and push some shit out there that niggas not even into. I'm running around here with my kids and I'm getting money.
Yo, it's Big Ant, the spokesman, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV, UPT.
I told you that's how he sound. Anyway, I he ain't mean it. He apologized. I think it's perfectly fine. How Jim feels about it, I don't know. I haven't seen anything about any response from him. Actually, I haven't heard Jim speak directly on Max at all since he's been home. But I don't think if he were to, I don't know if this will be the thing that will push him over the edge to make him say something. You know what I mean? Especially once Max has now explained it, it would be hard for Jim to, go in that direction from an old song and him just performing it. And especially the situation where Flex only had that song, which just seems weird anyway if Max is supposed to be there, but I don't know the logistics. Anyway, let me know what y'all think. And I'm going to see if I can see anything that Jim said back, though. That's from a reputable source. Let's see. Oh, this basically the same thing. That was all Flex.
See this song.
This is the actual performance, I guess. Let's check it out.
She loves me. She loves me now. She loves me. She loves me now. Kobe version.
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Shout out to 9 Mag TV.
Restless partner keeping you awake? At Mattress Firm, our sleep experts can match you with a better mattress.
All right, that's it. Next story. All right, this is one I'm very curious about. Supposedly, Fat Joe got beat up real bad. I don't know, allegedly. I don't know if he got beat up real bad, but allegedly, Fat Joe, he never told a story of taking the L, except for that one where he said he got robbed by the Mexicans. He said he got robbed by some Mexican people, and the lady was laughing at him. Anyway, he did have a beef at one point with Cassidy, and apparently, I don't know if this is true or not, but supposedly, he got whooped on. Not the Bronx taking the L. Anyway, the title of this story coming from Poetic Flacco is Fat Joe just got exposed badly by Cassidy.
Finally giving us answers to one of hip hop's biggest mystery, which is what exactly happened in that hotel room when Fat Joe and Papoose had an all-out brawl in 2007. So back in 2007, Fat Joe and Papoose ended up in the same hotel room as Cassidy while they were beefing, and they really wasn't beefing, to be honest. Fat Joe had an issue with Remy Ma at the time. Their beef was really intense. She was dissing Fat Joe on the radio often. Fat Joe also had a beef with 50 Cent at the time. Their beef was pretty intense as well. Remy Ma was dating Papoose and was kind of also signed to Papoose a little bit at that time. And then Papoose was also 50 Cent right-hand mans. So Fat Joe, I think, at that time just had an issue with Papoose because Papoose was associated with too many people he didn't like. This was before social media per se, but everything played out in the public because both Fat Joe and Papoose gave descriptive interviews detailing what took place that night, but they both have very different stories on exactly what happened.
Of course they do. Big egos.
So because their stories are so different, obviously somebody is lying and somebody is telling the truth, but nobody else who was there that night had came forward besides these two for the last decade or so. Well, that's until the Cassidy interview this week detailing what exactly happened. From Papoose perspective, Fat Joe walked in causing ruckus and he two-piece Fat Joe. But from Fat Joe's perspective, of course it's from Fat Joe's perspective, he had Papoose crying, shivering in fear, hiding behind tables. He sent a couple of Papoose.
That's because once you called the police on him after he punched you in the face. I don't know, allegedly, I wasn't there.
Fat Joe's perspective, of course it's from Fat Joe's perspective, he had Papoose crying, shivering in fear, hiding behind tables. He sent a couple of Papoose friends to the hospital in critical condition. Fat Joe really sold this story, bruh.
You know what I mean? People already know who Papoose was before I punched him in his face, so it doesn't really make or break my career. But next time he'll think before he underestimates somebody. You know what I'm saying? As far as where it stands now, I don't really care. Like, it's up to him. I'm not thinking about him. He's not a threat to me. He's not the least bit intimidating. He's not a hot artist. He's trash. You know what I mean? So he's not really in my mind. Lyrically, he's not on my level. This is hip hop. Lyrically, I feel like I annihilated him on that track already. First verse, I always do that. I warm up. Second verse, I go for the juggler. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. You know what I mean? 50 Cent office is across the street from Madison Square Garden. Fat Joe had a problem with 50 Cent. He likes to go around the problem, and for some reason, he thought that he could come at me sideways, like I was gonna be some kind of scapegoat. But I still told, like I'm supposed to. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. We don't back down to nobody. I asked him. I gave him the opportunity to shoot me a fair one, to fight me one-on-one in front of 9 of his bodyguards, and he refused. He came to me, asked me a question, do I have a problem? I responded, do you want to make it a problem? He asked me the same stupid question. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, do you have a problem with me? Yeah, 2-piece.
We got Fat Joe on the line.
A boom pop. So he gave him, so Papoose trying to say he didn't sneak him. He offered a fair one, and then he was still kind of sort of talking sideways out his mouth. So he popped and crossed his lip. What the bodyguards did.
Hello?
Jonesy, since when you know me to be a punk in your life?
No, I call you a punk.
Ow! This is like professional wrestling. You know, like, well, you know Mean Gene.
All right, this is what I'm hearing. Yo, Jonesy, you have never known Fat Joe to back down from anybody in the history of mankind. Papoose is a boy. You know they got hotel rooms, Envy, when you on the road, they got the little kitchen in there? He jumps over the wall and traps himself in the corner. Right? So I go up in there, I say, yo, Papoose, do we have a problem, homie? He says, well,
so who said, do we got a problem? Was it Papoose or was it Fat Joe?
So I go up in there, I say, yo, Papoose, do we have a problem, homie? He says, well, you want it to be a problem? At that point, he caught what we call the beats. Right? His man jumped in the way. His DJ, did he tell you his DJ is in the hospital still? His man jumps in the way, got 2-piece Bloody Mary. His whole face is ripped up. Right? His man, he got some real good human shields. His other man, who's his best friend, his lip looked like an 18-wheeler tire when we was done with that boy. When they finally had enough, Papoose never threw a punch. He's crouched down. I felt so sorry for this boy, Miss Jones. I gave him the beats. I was telling him, you better respect me. This is the beats.
This when we ain't know how furious Fat Joe could talk. Not saying he ain't a real one. I already hear y'all. Everybody from the Bronx, trust me, I spent a little bit of time in New York in the 90s, and if he was around, Fat Joe was around, we know he was outside. I'm not saying all that. But you cannot deny that he tells a fantastical story. You can't deny some exaggerations, but come on, man. Come on, man. All right, I'm sorry.
This was before Fat Joe ruined his good name.
I was telling him, you better respect me. This is the beats.
This was before Fat Joe ruined his good name and reputation on the internet. So people really believe Fat Joe. This was pretty believable.
Right. We didn't know. We didn't know.
And Papoose and the idea of Papoose beating up Fat Joe was kind of unheard of. Papoose got hands, but Fat Joe at that time was Terror Squad Fat Joe. Fat Joe was a menace. Fat Joe was a menacing figure in hip-hop. Like, Fat Joe's lore wouldn't make people believe that Papoose did any of the thing.
I mean, he was one of the menacing figures. So, yeah.
Think about the last time you dealt with a bully in school. Like, we're all grown men right now, and we're all adults, and we all got guns, so there's no such thing as a bully now, because, I mean, it's an even playing field.
It's who's willing to go further.
But think about the last time you dealt with a bully in grade school. Like, do you remember, like, your perception of him? Your perception of this bully probably was, this dude is indestructible. This is the toughest, biggest, baddest dude on earth. Yo, you couldn't even fathom the fact that this dude could lose a fight until he lost the fight and got punched in his mouth by somebody who wasn't scared of him. Mm-hmm. And then your entire view and perception of him changed. Mm-hmm. Well, we were still in the bully phase of the Fat Joe era. Fat Joe, the lore was, can't nobody deal with Fat Joe and his goons.
It didn't seem like that, but it did seem like they was, you know. But it was a lot of teams like that at that time.
So Papoose had an uphill battle trying to convince any or everyone that he actually gave Fat Joe a fight. So Papoose pretty much lost the battle of public perception at that point. Now, Cassidy did an interview today where...
We also didn't know that Papoose was known for punching a nigga in the mouth. You know what I'm saying?
He is responding... He just revealing exactly what happened in that hotel room. And I'll be real... If I had to choose between whose story is more accurate, Fat Joe or Papoose, I'll probably say Papoose' story is a tad bit more accurate.
So later on when I'm in my room, playing cards, smoking, everybody around, chilling, whatever, so I get a call, and it's Papoose. I'm like, yo, boy, what's up? I'm like, yo, we in room such and such and such. You smoke? He like, nah, I don't smoke, but some of my homies do and all this. I'm like, well, we burning it down. We out here, there's girls up here, all this shit. Come through here, like, I mean, we here, whatever. He like, all right, bro, I don't remember the exact, but we hang up, finish playing John. 30 minutes later, 20 minutes, whatever it was, knock at the door. So my nigga holding me down, he go to the door, he look out, he like, yo, it's Pat, is that boy Papoose and some of his niggas. I'm like, all right, let him in. So open the door. It's Papoose and like 5 of his homies.
Yeah, okay.
DJ, 5 of his niggas. So they all come in. We chilling. He playing his music. Listening to his tape that he was working on at the time. And we vibing. It was cool. It was chilling. Then like after his tape play, I don't know how many minutes, because I don't know, we smoking, we chilling, but then there's another door. Nah. My nigga go to the door. Yo, it's Fat Joe. It's Fat Joe at the door. So I'm like, Fat Joe, the rapper Fat Joe? He's like, yeah, nigga. Fat Joe.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, well, let him in.
Yeah.
Like I told you.
And you was cool with Fat Joe at that time.
I just told you that in the beginning. Like, I fuck with Fat Joe. I don't got no problems.
Right.
And I don't know what's
But did you know it was there? Did you invite him though?
going on with
him and Pap at all.
Remy, because I'm thinking Remy down with Fat Joe.
Right,
I don't
right.
know, like, this mess with Remy and this a problem with Fat Joe.
Oh, okay. So Remy was already there. So he like, would you call your peoples or something?
One of the things that stood out to me was when Cassidy and Papoose is chilling, Cassidy says the homie tells Cassidy in front of everybody, in front of Papoose as well, yo, Fat Joe at the door. Papoose didn't offer no resistance. Papoose didn't say, nah, don't let him in. Nah, chill, don't.
All right.
Nah, for the most part, the way Cassidy is telling the story, Papoose kind of stayed quiet. Kind of like, for him, like, it's whatever. Usually the person who's the calmest is somebody who knows they probably have leverage in the situation. And that leverage probably comes with either Papoose had more people with him than Fat Joe did, or Papoose knows his hands works and Fat Joe's hand don't work. But either way, Papoose stayed quiet, didn't really offer any objection to letting Fat Joe in, even though he knew that him and Fat Joe had some issues. And Fat Joe walked in straight wilding like a character out of a movie.
And all this shit, I ain't put that shit together like that. I don't know.
Right.
Harold has metastatic prostate cancer. But like you, Harold has stuff to do. He takes Nubeca.
Like, yo, ain't like he just barged in. My like, yo, this Fat Joe, what you want me to do? I'm like, Fat Joe, let him in. Like, that's my, I don't know. I'm not thinking like it's an issue or something.
Right.
So then, I mean, Fat Joe come in. Yo, do we got a problem here? So I'm thinking he playing like I come in and just be playing and shit.
Right.
So I'm like, I start smiling and shit. And he like, yo, do we got a problem, man? He said the second time. So when he said like that and not look at
I'm like, wait a minute, nigga.
me, he ain't make eye contact with me. So I'm like, so now it's getting a little weird. So now I stand up. Like, we on the couch. See Papoose right here next to me on the couch. And I'm on the couch. So when he do that, I'm like, I stand up. Like, and then he say it again. But he like coming towards us, but looking at Papoose. Dude, we got a problem. And he looking at Papoose, and then Papoose looking like. But when they start going through that, that's when my see that is between Fat Joe and Papoose. So I got money and jewelry on the table. So my start grabbing my shit. They grab me and pull me to the next room.
Fat Joe must have thought he's exactly who Al Capone thought he was. But Fat Joe walking in like a mafia boss. Do we have a problem? Oh, come on, man. And if I'm Papoose, I look to my right and I see Cassidy and his homies getting their jewelry and
tucking their chains,
getting their stuff out the room and trying to move to the next room and leave me. Man, I'm thinking in the back of my mind, I was set up. This is a back door. And because I would have thought it was a back door, I would have started socking on Cassidy right there. Nah, hold on, bro. You're not just leaving.
Flacco. This is what you would have done, Flacco? Okay. All right.
Nah, hold on, bro. Nah, you brawling too. Now, apparently me and Papoose think alike because I do remember at that particular time there were rumors that Cassidy did indeed backdoor Papoose, but Cassidy always denied it. And Cassidy and Papoose at some point made amends and became cool again. But it's from this point forward, because I feel like both Papoose and Fat Joe told a story in similar fashions like this. Because even Papoose mentioned Fat Joe came in screaming, do we have a problem? Fat Joe also confirmed this. Now, it's from this point forward of the story that becomes different, depending on who you ask.
And when we walking out, that's when the fight break out between them. But like I said, Papoose had with him. It wasn't like he was by himself.
Right.
He ran down on him. And all I remember seeing is like Fat Joe and Macho. Like, you know what I mean?
Fat Joe's by himself or with a couple people?
He was with Macho, like two. But I don't, or maybe one more, maybe three the most.
Okay.
I don't really remember.
You know, Fat Joe tell the story. He had 100 for his
Papoose had more. with him than Fat Joe had with him.
I was sending text. I missed something. I'm sorry, y'all.
Okay.
I don't really remember.
You know, Fat Joe tell the story. He had 100.
Bruce had more with him than Fat Joe had with him.
Okay.
So when we left out, it was like a big scuffle, the whole shit, and the whole shit went down.
Okay.
But my issue was the next, like,
But you was out of there before the scuffle even happened.
I was in the next room because that was my room, and I had the room next door.
Oh, okay, so you had two
I
rooms.
want to stand there and let them, like, I don't know if they,
That would feel like a setup. This dude come in, and everybody else just scatter, and it's just me.
About the
well, he had a few people.
I don't even know what it's over. I don't even know what's going on. It's just, first I stand up to make sure, like, what's up with me? Then once he is not with me, we start grabbing our shit. Like, I don't know what the going on. I don't know what's up. Like, you know what I'm saying? But afterwards, it came to me. Papoose came in my room the next door and told me what happened, and I went and sent my to get Fat Joe back. Like, because it was an issue. He was missing some shit.
Okay.
So I sent Fat Joe, my to get Fat Joe, and Fat Joe came back. Fat Joe ain't know that was my room.
Okay.
He just seen us in there. He thought it could have been his room. He ain't know it was my room, and he was violating like that.
Okay.
But he came back down to talk to them, and they was talking out in the hall in front of my room in the hall. So they talked after the.
So even after the fight, they still was able to talk.
Yeah, they talked again. And Papoose wanted to. You know what I'm saying? And but regardless, bro, I don't even give a fuck about all them small details. It was a misunderstanding. Papoose signed with Rim. Rim was talking crazy about Fat Joe on the radio, and that's how the whole shit went down and all that.
We gotta read between the lines. I think both Papoose and Fat Joe had some cap to their story.
Right.
Papoose claiming Fat Joe had 9 security guards. Cassidy is saying Fat Joe didn't have 9 bodyguards or 9 security guards. That Papoose actually had more dudes than Fat Joe. So Fat Joe had about 3 dudes with him, according to Cassidy. Papoose had about 5 with him. So it wasn't that large of a number, unless Fat Joe had some dudes outside the hotel room holding guard.
What up, y'all?
But nonetheless, though, the brawl happens. Now, if the brawl happened exactly how Fat Joe said it happened, I don't see the series of events that took place afterwards happening. If Fat Joe is claiming that he had Papoose under the table, scared and shivering, and as he was whooping on Papoose, he was telling Papoose, take that. You gonna respect me. You gonna respect me. Take that. You.
A severe ass win. What did they teams do? They stood in a circle. They stood in a circle and let them do like a TV fight. Everybody was just even. Let them fight. Break it up. They pushed at him. They just pulled a bunch of cars around.
You gonna respect me.
Who did that?
If Fat Joe is claiming that he had Papoose under the table, scared and shivering, and as he was whooping on Papoose, he was telling Papoose, take that. You gonna respect me. You gonna respect me. Take that. You gonna respect me. I don't see that being a thing. Because if that happened and Papoose mans went to the hospital and Papoose got beat up so bad he was under the table shivering, getting spanked on, I don't see Papoose staying after the fact to holler at Cassidy next door.
Right. Damn it. My bad, Joe.
With Thrivent, your personal finances start with you, but their impact can reach even further. This Christmas, your money can be a force for good for the people, causes, and communities you love. Thrivent, where money means more.
If that happened if it was as bad as Fat Joe described, you're getting out of Dodge as quick as possible. You are leaving. Bro, you're not staying. Bro, these dudes just put up on you and spanked you and your homies this bad. You're not staying. You leaving.
Right.
The fact that Papoose stayed and ain't go nowhere, but Fat Joe left, that tells me everything that I need to know personally, right? I don't think that there was a clear-cut winner here. I don't feel like...
It was a scuffle, a lot of yelling, probably a little bit of a wrestling match. They got the wrestling. Knocked over some stuff. Some punches was thrown. None of them connected. And they've been talking about it for 30 years.
Papoose and them just absolutely spanked Fat Joe. I feel like it was a fight. I don't feel like Fat Joe got the best of Papoose as he claims.
Probably neither.
But because this was an era with no cell phones, no nothing, and they both could just very well say whatever, I feel like they both kind of told some cap, but I think Fat Joe capped the most.
That's because he's the most capper. He's a Lion King.
Fat Joe, to me, added extras on it that ain't need to be there. Now, Cassidy addresses the backdoor accusations and why him setting up Papoose makes no sense.
But regardless, it's just the next day. I just feel like my name was in it. Like
Right.
I set Pep up.
Got you. Yeah.
And I did this, and
Right.
I'm like, yo, like we not gonna do that. Like whatever happened. But I'm not gonna set you up. I don't got no problems with just my first time meeting you, Papoose. Why would I set you up?
I don't know. That's all the more reason. That's exactly who you set up. I'm just saying. You don't set up somebody you've been knowing. He says, my first time meeting you, Papoose. I don't know, Papoose. This is my first time meeting you. Why would I set you up, Papoose?
Just feel like my name was in it. Like
Right.
I set Pep up.
Got you. Yeah.
And I did this, and
Right.
I'm like, yo, like we not gonna do that. Like whatever happened. But I'm not gonna set you up. I don't got no problems with just my first time meeting you, Papoose. Why would I set you up? I don't got no issues with you.
Right.
And if I do set somebody up, it's never gonna be Fat Joe and Macho. Not saying they can't handle themselves, but they not mine. I wouldn't set you up with them. Like why would Terror Squad be running in there if I set you up?
Right.
Like if I
Right. And I'm not accusing him of doing it at all. You know, I don't I don't know. Maybe he paid him or something like that. But I don't know. And I would imagine if somebody was going to set somebody up, it would be more like a robbery for some sort of a profit. Not that I'm advocating anything like that. It doesn't make a lot of sense. But unless, Joe threw something at him, who knows?
I set you up, it's gonna be different. Running in there. It's gonna be a different scenario. What are you talking about? Like why would I? What are you talking about? So that was the issue with me. Like you know what I'm saying with that whole shit. But we got that cleared up. We did songs. We cool after that. Everything is cool.
So after hearing Cassidy's side of things, man, what do you guys think happened that night?
I have no idea. I didn't even really, I was somewhat aware of this, but I wasn't even, it was the furthest thing from my mind until you brought it up, Flacco. I'll be honest with you. I thought it had just happened. That's why I even made it part of the show. Anyway, that's been our show for right now. I might be back a little bit later on after I chop these videos up and make them pieces of art, I like to think. I like to call it, but it's probably not. Anyway, don't forget to hang out. Don't forget to subscribe. And please turn on your notifications so that you know when we drop. We out.